When it comes to XLM, I actually still think that this is in a very similar situation as XDC. Maybe not as bad because, again, we know that there's a lot of eyes on XLM. But these are projects that are actually very overlooked. The reason why XLM and XDC kind of get, pushed into the same sort of, situation, it's simply because a lot of people are actually focused on XRP over these other projects, which I've always stated, holding XLM and XRP in the same portfolio, even as XDC, you have the triple X threat. I think that that is a wonderful portfolio. I actually think that it will perform very well because these are 3 stacked utility-based projects that have a very serious team behind them. So when it comes to XLM, I think that this is extremely overlooked. And at an $8.67 billion market cap, fully diluted 13.9, I think that the upside potential on XLM is very significant. A lot of people overlook the idea that XLM could easily 10x from today to almost $3. And the reason why I say that is because, market cap wise, that's $86 billion in market cap, fully diluted value. That's $139 billion in value. Today, when we actually look at this market, Ethereum, over $335 billion. XRP, at one point in time, was well over $150 plus billion. BNB was also over $100 plus billion. Dogecoin, back in 2021 hit over, 90 some billion dollars. So, the upside potential on XLM is very significant. And I do think that XLM is going to make a lot of people very, very happy this cycle. We might not get the perfect 10x, but I definitely do think that, a 5x to a 10x is the sweet spot. And obviously we do take profits on the way up. But let's actually talk a little bit more about, why XLM is really kind of set to disrupt the system, if you will. So number one, RWA tokenization. We know that XLM is holding a very significant amount of value in RWAs, almost $66 million worth. 2,000 plus holders, stablecoin market cap roughly under $200 million, nothing too significant there. But then, of course, we do have the stablecoin holders, which is over 511,000. Now, we haven't really witnessed a large amount of, overall RWA growth on Stellar in the last roughly, few months because we've been kind of locked right around $400 to $500 million. I definitely do look at what some of the team players around Stellar have been saying. They do want to 10x this RWA value on Stellar this year, but we are coming down the wire. We're at the last half of the year essentially. So if they really want to do that 10x value exchange on RWA, then they definitely need to get to work right now. But overall, when we think about the market for the networks in this space, we know that XLM is still at number 2 for now, but a lot of these other networks are, catching up. So again, I am very, very confident in the idea that they could definitely 10x that RWA value this year. But I'm definitely watching to see any big update around tokenization on Stellar. But this is definitely a big +1 for the Stellar ecosystem and of course for XLM. Outside of this, we do have a very, very big push on DeFi. We have over here, what does redefined DeFi look like in action? Real builders, real impact and trust, not just hype. In Q1, Stellar DeFi saw 471.2 million total operations, 147 million transactions, and 2,182 plus days of network stability. So again, we constantly are seeing a lot of these stats around Stellar, and it is a stacked network. I mean, the overall growth rate of everything around Stellar is very impressive. I mean, even the overall social ecosystem. I mean, we're over 800 and almost 30,000 followers on Stellar. So, the overall exposure to the ecosystem, the community behind XLM is very large. I mean, even when we think about XRP, right? I go back to 2021 because even then, obviously XRP was a big focus, but so was XLM. XLM was also performing very well. These two almost run in sync, even with the recent move in the market back in, November into December and January. XLM was making a lot of noise and a lot of people were loving XLM during that time as well. We can obviously see that the overall community growth from 2021 to now. And this is actually very similar across the board for a lot of utility-based projects. I mean, the community growth has been great. The network growth has been great. The initiatives around these networks and these ecosystems have also been very great. So, I love to see that from Stellar. They've been killing it and you can clearly see it. I mean, the numbers are facts. On top of this, though, we also have a big event coming up for Stellar. Meridian 2025, the blueprint. You don't want to change the future, you can reconstruct it. So this is going to be September 17th through the 18th. I'm very excited about this. There's going to be a lot of heavy discussions at this event. I'm actually very excited about every single time that we get a Meridian event, because usually what we do see at these events is a lot of big announcements, a lot of great discussions, and an insight onto exactly what's happening at Stellar. So this is about 97 days away. And, we could actually go over here to the sessions and we can go to the event details. There's going to be a crazy amount of sessions. Guys, there's 11 pages of sessions alone. And that's just wild to me. So we're definitely focused on this. And even if we go to the actual event itself, so it doesn't really give us too much information on Meridian. And I think that that's just because we are a little bit of a ways out. But usually what we do see focused on at these events is exactly what Stellar is focused on for, the next 12 months or so. We see a little bit of a glimpse at what they're really kind of building, or, key initiatives. And then also they give a voice to some of the ecosystem players as well. I'm definitely very excited about what's going to be happening at this Meridian, because the theme for it is the blueprint. So let's see what happens here. I think that obviously tokenization, DeFi is going to be focused on, payments is going to be focused on, and of course, stablecoins. I mean, the biggest things right now around crypto so far in 2025 is tokenization, AI, stablecoins, and regulations. Like, that's the big four right there. Obviously, there's a lot of great initiatives happening around other networks. I still think that Stellar is, they silently build, and then all of a sudden, boom, a big announcement comes out and everyone's like, whoa, this is huge. If you pay attention to what Stellar is doing, they are networking and connecting with some of the big players around TradFi and around this space as well. But on top of that, we continue to see a little bit more of an insight put on the ecosystem for Stellar. We have the payments powerhouse is expanding. Here's what's cooking across its DeFi landscape and the data trails it's leaving. Aquarius is all about boosting Stellar's DEX of liquidity, and it's showing in the numbers. Weekly swap volume is liquidity deepening or just surface level. Market share by Pair, who's winning the AMM wars, and total swap volume over $50 million and counting. And we could actually see that here. And also the 7-day swap value, almost $3 million, 90-day swap, 30-day swap value, $9 million roughly. And then of course, Blend. So call it DeFi's resident mad scientist. Blend is stirring up wallet activity. Unique active addresses are new users sticking around. Top wallets by net flow. Who's cooking and who's getting cooked. Weekly active users, a slow burn or breakout. And if we actually look at Blend, we could see that the active addresses are on that nice uptrend. Unique active addresses, 5.7K. Again, some of these are just great DeFi ecosystem players, like FXDAO for an example as well. I mean, guys, the DeFi ecosystem around Stellar is starting to explode, and we love to see this. We love to see more DeFi initiatives on some of these old gen networks. And when I say old gen networks, I don't mean that they're outdated or anything like that. I'm just saying that they've been around for quite some time. I mean, even XRP, it's been around since 2012. It's just now getting a big step forward in the DeFi landscape, which it's crazy to see, but it's also very exciting to see. Also, on top of this, let's go over here to this post, which is, of course, over the last decade, SDF has become the backbone for on-chain real-world assets. With $17 billion in volume and 522 million currently on-chain, SDF's 2025 product roadmap puts an emphasis on two things: scalability and usability. And if we actually go over here, we're starting to see marketing kick up a bit. This is sponsored by SDF, and it's on CoinDesk. And we're starting to see, Stellar really put, the word out. They're trying to say, like, listen, we're not just new to the game. We have been here for, a while, and we have been building. We've been making a lot of noise. We have been expanding. And, for that last decade, they have not been slowing down. They've just been nonstop growing, building, expanding, and inking some deals with some very large players. Now, talking about some very large players, let's actually talk about this one. We're excited to share that PayPal is bringing its stablecoin, PYUSD, to Stellar. When you need infrastructure that works beyond the hype, real payments and real merchants, real global reach, you build where millions already transact daily. And here we actually have that big announcement on, of course, the Stellar website. And this is actually plans to use Stellar for new use cases as well. PayPal today announced plans to make the PayPal USD stablecoin available on the Stellar network pending regulatory approval by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Stellar is a blockchain designed for fast, low-cost payments and real-world utility. By potentially expanding to Stellar, PYUSD leverages the network speed, low transaction costs, and ease of integration to enhance its utility for real-world payments, commerce, and microfinancing, offering an additional option to Ethereum and Solana. Now, if we actually look at this, we have a few quotes. Number one is, for years, stablecoins have been, deemed crypto's killer app by combining the power of the blockchain with the stability of fiat currency. As we see cross-border payments being a key area where digital currencies can provide real-world value, working with Stellar will keep or help advance the use of this technology and provide benefits for all users. An expansion on Stellar would give PYUSD users access to its vast network of on and off ramps, providing additional access through digital wallets and connected to local payment systems and cash networks. Access to extensive Stellar infrastructure will enhance how people can use PYUSD in their everyday financial activities, from payments to remittances to merchant services. Stellar is the network for fast, low-cost, and trusted global payments at scale. By bringing PYUSD to 170 plus countries, we're transforming stablecoins into practical financial tools that millions of everyday users and merchants can actually use. Together, we are bringing stable digital currency to small businesses and individuals in emerging markets all over the globe. So yeah, this is great. And of course, this will enhance liquidity and financing opportunities through payments, financing, or PayFi, an emerging innovation in digital finance. Small and medium-sized businesses that face delayed receivables or pre-funding requirements would be able to access new sources of real-time working capital dispersed in PYUSD. This capital can be used to pay suppliers, manage inventory, or address other operational needs with instant settlement on Stellar. Liquidity providers can fund these opportunities and earn potential sustainable benefits from real-world economic activity. So this is great. And of course, when we think about what's going to happen now going forward, stablecoin initiatives are going to go crazy on some of these networks. Stellar is definitely at the top of that list, right next to some of the greats. And on top of that, we did see PYUSD addressed from Daniel Dixon as well. Check it out.
By now, you've seen the news. PayPal's PYUSD is coming to the Stellar network. That might sound technical, but here's what it actually means for the future of payments. It means payments and easy money transfer. It means sending money across borders could soon feel as easy as sending a text or tapping to pay. It means that small business owners all around the world can easily access payments in PYUSD, save money, and access new markets without needing a bank account or a currency exchange. It means a merchant in the Philippines can instantly receive a payment from a customer in the United States and decide whether to keep it in PYUSD or convert it to pesos or spend it. And it means that everyday people, like you watching this video, get access to fast, low-cost financial tools that actually work for you. Stellar was built for this, a network designed to make money move the way the internet moves, instantly, globally, and without barriers, on-chain. This is the future of payments. This is how we build a more accessible financial system, and we bring blockchain to the real world. We're excited for what's to come with PayPal.
So yeah, listen, this is great for, exposure to a TradFi giant like PayPal. Everyone is aware of PayPal. Everyone knows the PayPal name. So the fact that we're starting to see stablecoin initiatives expand like this onto networks like Stellar, it just gives us more confidence behind XLM and the future of XLM as well. By the way, I do think that this is going to provide even more stablecoin value on to the ecosystem, which, right now we do have quite a bit of, stablecoins already on, Stellar. We have, for an example, GMO Trust. We also have, we actually have two from GMO Trust. We have the USD stablecoin, and then of course the Yen stablecoin. We have a Canadian dollar stablecoin, Australian digital dollar, USDC, USC, and then of course the gold token as well. And these don't have a massive amount of value tied to them, except for, of course, USDC, which has almost $200 million. I am excited to see how much PYUSD, comes to the Stellar ecosystem. And I just think that there's going to be a lot more stablecoin initiatives happening on these networks. So definitely pay attention to that, focus on that. But this is all leading me to, thinking that XLM is going to be a top 10 project. And I think that the value of XLM is going to rise significantly as well. My prediction for 2025 is roughly around $1.50 to $2.50. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, Nick, thanks for watching. Peace out.